Hello everybody, this is Tasman Sky with Mail 'em Forward, and today I'm going to show you how I make my embellishments that I put in the mail. Basically I start out with some shapes and I just cut them out of a paper pad. This paper pad I got was from Hobby Lobby. It's a Paper Studio one, but I think it actually might be discontinued because I bought it on clearance for like $3. But you can really do this with any paper pad. Just cut out some shapes. If they have pages that have cute things on them, like these butterflies or the flowers or the bicycles, I just snip around them. I also made some tissue paper dots. These are felt butterflies that I stole from my mother-in-law. I got buttons and some string and cord and thread to use. Also going to need some scissors and a glue gun. That is my weapon of choice. So I start off with just some basic big shapes for my base, and then the main step is to start layering. So I've got some flags and a dot, and I like to lay stuff out before I glue anything down because I usually change my mind. So I started off with some cord. I just wrapped it around my finger to make a little, I don't know, a wad. But obviously that was too much, so I'm going to trim that off and wad it up and lay it out before I glue it all down. Again, you're just going to layer and layer and layer. That is the key to making cute embellishments. I love using a glue gun because it kind of makes it a little bit stand off the paper, so it's not just flat glue like you would with a glue stick or wet glue. With my little tissue dots, I folded them in quarters and kind of ruffled them up to give it that extra fluffy texture, and I thought it did really cute on there. I really love the blue with the black, so I found something else to go with it because the heart and the butterfly weren't working out, but that banner behind it, oh, I loved it, so cute. Black and white and navy is one of my favorite combos. So here's another thing you can do with cord is just tie it in a simple bow, and then you can either glue it on something or behind something. I put it right on my butterfly, and just I love those cute little bows. They're so cute, and I put them on a lot of my embellishments. And now that I'm layering it, I can just glue, glue, glue. And there you have it, a cute little butterfly. Alright, so I really love hexagons. I don't know if you guys do, but I love them. So I have a lot of them that I use for my bases. And I really love the green and the flowers together. And I also use a lot of little flags and banners like that. They're so easy to use from your scraps. If you just have like a strip from extra paper, then cut a little flag on the end of it, and there you go. Here's a third thing you can do with some of that floss is stick it in a button and then tie a bow, and it's even cuter than it was before. Of course, it takes a long time, so I always triple speed up tying these bows because it takes me a little while to get them just the way I like them. Another thing you can do with those little flag banners is make them different sizes and widths, and I mean, you can do so many things by just layering those little flags. This heart, I keep coming back to it. I loved it so much. That paper design was so cute. And sometimes when I'm working, I'll just look around and see what's sitting on my desk and try and pair stuff up. Sometimes I change my mind. Who knows? And I'll leave something sitting there, and then I can, you know, inspiration will hit me and I'll know exactly what I'm going to do with it because it's all just sitting out in front of me. This one was kind of a silly one. As I was gluing it, I decided, oh, I could make this little ribbon into an antenna. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. I'm going to glue my button onto my butterfly. I poked the cords up to make it like a little butterfly antenna. It was so silly when I did it, but oh well. Once you glue it, you have to commit, right? See? My little antennas. Those stinking glue strings, they're the worst. If anybody has a secret to avoid glue strings, tell me because they drive me crazy. I have these printable words. You can actually find them on my website. I'll link to them in the description. It's just a bunch of words, and you can print them out, and I cut them out and I'll put them on my mail, or I put them on these embellishments, and there's a bunch of them. So you can just have a heyday with some words. Oh, it's always so hard to decide which flowers. They just have to be perfect, and like I said, I always change my mind. Another little ruffle, and fidget, fidget, fidget with those words. I want them to be just the right shape. See all my banners? I have a ton of them. And dots. You see, I'm just working from thing to thing. Not always the first thing I stick with it. Sometimes I just jump around, and sometimes I reject the whole idea altogether. You'll actually see that here later. I really love these little tissue paper dots. A hint about that, when you cut them out, I used a hole punch. It's a 1-inch hole punch, and you have to fold up the tissue paper several times to make the hole punch, otherwise it'll just rip the paper. So I folded it up, I don't know, 5 or 6 times so that it was pretty thick, and then punched a hole in it, which is more efficient because then you just get 6 circles with one punch. Oh, are you ready for this? I lost today. I lost it. I have no idea where it went. Actually, that's not true. I found it when I was done making this video, and it's totally glued to my gun. It is on the back side of my gun. It's stuck to it. So, cutting out a new word. Does anybody use craft tweezers? I've seen some videos with people using craft tweezers. I need to invest in some because I burn my finger every time I use a glue gun, especially using those little tiny words. Alright, next I used a big old banner for my base, and I really love using those. Again, the black with the butterflies is my favorite that I found in this paper pad set. So I've got a couple little butterfly cutouts, and I'm just layering it with a circle punch and some flowers. I really like using different shapes on the bottom. So like I said, I had the banner, and for this one I really wanted some good color pop. So I have the yellow and the red and the purple, and I was really looking for something more too. I love all the colors, so I just kept layering color on color. And you can see I layered a smaller banner behind the bigger one just to give it one more little color punch. And right here, I did not glue it enough. That's one problem with hot glue. You have to be careful where you push it. So I just snipped it off. The good thing about these is you really just can't go wrong. Just keep layering, add your colors, do what you like, and it's going to turn out cute. You can't be afraid to just do it. Just cut stuff up, glue it together, done. This one says, treasure this always. Just cute little words. I need to get some more words. I mean, like more cute phrases. I have all the words, and then when I look at them, I'm like, I don't know what to say. Anybody else have that feeling? I actually love how that one turned out. Oh man, this is my favorite one. I found these tiny little flowers, and I loved how it looked on that half blue and white dot. It just made me so happy. I don't even know why. Every time I watch this video again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is my favorite one. I love that flower right there on the dot. Back to what I was saying about the hot glue gun kind of creating that 3D effect, is you can also make it flat if you just push it down and flatten it out. Or you can kind of leave it to stick up so that it raises the paper off of the bottom page. And this is one of those times where I'm glad I don't use wet glue, because then I can like stick it up in there where I didn't put hot glue. Back to more hexies. Sometimes if you have really cute paper, you can do something as simple as this one where I just have the butterfly and the cord, and I'm pretty sure that's all I'm going to do on this one. And actually it's not cord, it's just embroidery floss, which is so cheap and adds that cute little pop of color to any of your embellishments, and you can do it in a lot of different ways. Love that one. And talk about these colors. I love the turquoise and the purple. I just love flowers. I can't get over it. This has been like my favorite paper pad ever, and actually it's the one I've used up the fastest. It's almost gone, and it's kind of depressing. You gotta find the right butterfly, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't do the whole thing before I glue it down. I'll just glue down what I know I want for sure and then fidget around with some other ideas. Obviously, I've been rejecting a lot of ideas with this one. And I tried the loops, I tried the bow, and it just wasn't clicking, Not feeling that. Not okay. Let's just set it aside. Set it aside, we'll come back to it. That's what I do when I get stuck, but I knew I loved those colors. Back to another hexie with some banners and a flower right on top. And it's really easy to make these simple as long as you have your shapes cut out. Some other things that you can add that I don't have in this video are things like sequins, or if you have some really cute stickers, those make a great addition. I've also seen people put like those little dots. They're kind of 3D and they look like candy, but they're for scrapbooking. Anything that's in your scrapbooking or snail mail stash, just layer it on there and have some fun. It's actually kind of sad that I covered up the yellow dot on there with the bloom, but oh well. I committed. And then I saw that string and inspiration hit me. Wrap it around. So here's item number 4 that you can do with embroidery floss. Tie it around your embellishment and tie a bow. Oh, I loved how this one turned out. It's just so cute. And of course I have to fidget with it. Always fidget, never content. I have these big old leaves and I love how colorful they are, but I mean, what are you going to do with those? They're massive. They don't really fit on an embellishment. You can see I made a little bow and I totally skipped it because this one had way too many rejected ideas. So I went with the washi tape. Just pulled that out and get rid of that bow. That bow was driving me crazy. I needed to get rid of it. Washi tape, a dot, and a flower. Done. I don't know why I didn't think of washi tape sooner. It would have been really cute on some of those other ones, but oh well, here we are. And washi tape is another great thing to put on your embellishments. This tissue paper I actually got in a pack at the dollar store. If you have not been to the dollar store for your craft supplies, you should definitely check it out. They have a ton of cute stuff. And even stuff that you don't think about really using, like tissue paper, or you can use wrapping paper for your gifts. I mean, of course you can use wrapping paper for your gifts, but you can also use it for your crafts. I've also found crinkle paper there, and they have storage boxes that you can stick all your embellishments in. $4. Aren't those bicycles adorable? Watch, I'm just going through all this stuff. Reject, reject, reject. Finally find a combo that I like. And these buttons. I'm pretty sure these buttons came from Michael's, but I bought them a really long time ago, so I'm not 100% sure where I got them. So now what I'm doing with the embroidery floss is I'm separating it into, I think just 2s. So it's got 6 all together, and I separated it into 2s to give it a little bit more of a wild look. I wanted it to be a little bit less neat. And I think it really worked out well. Just glue my cute little buttons on my bicycle. The other thing that I think about when I'm hot gluing is just remember where you're gluing. You don't want it to overlap and then next thing you know it's glued to the table. Done that before. Alright, that's a wrap. Here are all the cute embellishments that we made today. And I hope this inspired you and gave you some ideas for some embellishments that you can make on your own. Hopefully it showed you just how simple they can be as long as you cut those shapes out and glue them together. If you make some, I would love, love, love to see them. So you can tag me on Instagram at MailEmForward or use the hashtag MailEmForward, and I would love to see them. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.